to wait for the greater miracle of the Jews to know how to make use of the charter. Well, you know, these people are all defeated before they start. So laugh at the Western Jews as much as you want, but they're not bitten by the defeatist attitude. They think it can be done. After the Uganda crisis, most Jews realized that a people's movement cannot be created and kept in being mechanically. You know, Herzl was willing to accept Uganda from the British. Well, suppose they had accepted Uganda from the British, and the Jews had clear title and charter to it. Okay, there would have been an African problem, and ultimately they would have had to leave and so on. But would Hitler have let the Jews go from Eastern Europe? Probably might have, because he wanted them to go to Madagascar, but he had no way to get them down there. I'm not saying he was a nice person. So okay, you can go on like this and read the rest of this here at the bottom of 577. If the Zionists' good fortune, it's the Zionists' good fortune that they are considered mad. If we were normal, we would not think of going to Palestine, but we would stay put like all normal people. So okay, that's fine that they want to go to Palestine. And we Jews have not made many sacrifices yet. That's why we're only 2% of the Palestinian soil. What value there is in real sacrifice? The example, the Jew from Kiev was shown his name Barsky. One of his sons, a worker, was killed on Palestinian soil at Degania. Moshe Dayan came from Degania. That's what was his kibbutz. It's by the Sea of Galilee. It's a very big, rich kibbutz. Rich kibbutz. It's a town, basically, now. But he sends his second son to go there. And this Jew is the greatest political Zionist after Herzl. Well, so that's true. Let's look at this thing he says in this speech in 1927 after the Balfour Declaration has actually been offered. December 12, 1927. Listen to how he, and this is the head of the Zionist movement, the people, a person with whom the British had to negotiate. These are very good selections, actually, so why I use this book. Long years in the West cannot remain without consequences, and the British climate is cold. I have in one of my speeches declared geography as the greatest enemy of Zionism. I know very little about music. I'm a one-sided man. Oh, poor dear. For Herzl, things were easier. He did not know the workaday reality. You know, I have it tough, but he had it easy. First, he thought of a Jewish state. When the Jewish state did not come off, it was the charter. And when the charter did not come off, it was Uganda. Just a quick way. Herzl came from the West and worked with Western conceptions and views. I, unfortunately, hail from Lithuania or Russia and so on. I know the Jewish people only too well, and they know me better still, and that is why I lack the wings which were given to Herzl. This guy is another laugh. Jealous, envious, defeatist. Doesn't believe in poetry. Certainly doesn't believe in prophets that Haran was always talking about. He came from a strange world we did not know, and we bend our knees before the eagle who had come from that world. Had Herzl been to a heder, one-room Jewish school, never would the Jews have followed him. He charmed the Jews because he came to them from European culture. This is great, isn't it? I was able to achieve my task. Now you know I read these things to you because you probably wouldn't see all this. I was able to achieve my task through hard and sorrowful work only. Oh, it's so hard, isn't it? I'm sure it is hard, but Herzl worked himself to death. Why would you heap abuse on him? I always drive the Jews before me, and I always to stand before them has taught me to drawing my wings, if I ever had any. Herzl became a Palestine Zionist the moment the Kishinev delegation said no at the Uganda conference. What happened, there had been a pogrom, a massacre in this town called Kishinev, and when they had the Congress, Herzl, of course, would have thought that the Kishinev people would have voted yes for his Uganda proposal that the British had offered him. And they voted no. The vote was by name. My late father voted yes. I voted after him, no. Then the names of the two delegates from Kishinev were called, and both said, "Love, no." Poor Herzl grew pale. And then he became a true Zionist, yes, and that killed him. He died the next year. And then he resolved upon becoming practical work in the country, even if slowly, even if only symbolically. I can remember Herzl saying after the vote, "I do not understand. The rope is around their necks, and still they say no. Yes, the rope was and still is around our necks, and yet we still say no, for we know very well the same British government would make us another offer, and they in fact have made that offer." Yes, but Herzl laid the groundwork for that offer. He doesn't acknowledge that. Who got the British government to even consider these things? Balfour was in the government in 1904 that made that offer. Lloyd George, too, the Prime Minister, was in that government that made the offer. You know, so when they got Palestine, they were willing to offer Palestine. But they would have made a better offer than the one he's talking about, because Herzl would have charmed them and done the work necessary to get it done properly. That is clear charter, clear title, not a double, two-tongued offer like if you read the Balfour Declaration. Maybe we have it here. I think I brought it here. I'm falling behind. I got too excited about Purahara. You want to make a piece of paper, somebody, and put the date and time of this course? I don't know what I did with all those. I have a file someplace, but I can't find it at the moment. See if I can find this here. Where is it? Let's see, mandate for Palestine, manifesto, anti-Uganda resolution, Balfour Declaration, 458. Okay, I've got it here in this book. This is quite a good collection too, but a little beyond our ability to discourse like this. Here it is. Written to Lord Rothschild in England as a representative of the Jewish people, supposedly, because he's the richest Jew in the world, or one of them from a very rich family. Foreign Office, November 2nd, 1970. Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with the Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet. The British campaign in Palestine began the same week. His Majesty's government view would favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people, and will use a home for them in Palestine, not their charter, and will use their best endeavors to facilitate the achievement. And the minute the British got there in Palestine, the man on the spot worked against them totally, and all the bureaucrats and the mandate, as it was called,